Hey guys, I'm just letting you know preemptively that this video is scripted. Usually when YouTubers make these kinds of videos, they're unscripted, but I decided to have this scripted, A, because given how I've been observing the responses to the survey on and off over the months it was up, it would defeat the purpose of trying to sell you on this being a genuine first reaction, and B, because I want this video to be as concise as it can be and not have it drag on too long, which is one of the main problems I have with doing unscripted content, along with the fact that I hate listening to myself speak unscripted. So now that that's out of the way, roll the intro. Hey guys, RanterInShades here, exercising my first amendment rights vlog style. Back in September, I made a survey on SurveyMonkey asking for some feedback from you guys in my audience. The intent was to try to find some ways to really gauge my audience and improve the engagement on my videos. Not like I really need to worry about this since YouTube isn't my job, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me a bit. If you want to hear more detail on where exactly I'm coming from about this, I'll link to the video I made talking about the survey in the description and in the pullout card. So since it's 2020, it's a new decade, let me just get this out of the way since I'm anticipating a lot of people, mostly really out of touch dads, saying this: I have 20/20 vision. But anyway, since it's the new year and most YouTubers are making videos talking about what they're going to have going on for the year, I'm going to do the same by reacting to and analyzing the results of the subscriber feedback survey. By the end of this video, you're going to have a rough idea of what to expect on this channel going forward. Now, granted, as you can see, it says that 30 people have taken this, so this doesn't exactly represent what all 3,000 plus people that are subscribed to me are thinking, but this should still be a rough enough estimate when it comes to the people that are actively keeping up with me. So let's take a look at this. So the first question is asking how old you are. We got one person under 18, majority of people are in the 18 to 24 range, then we got some people in the 25 to 34 range, and then 3 people clicking old enough to be your dad. I'm not sure if they're being legit or if they're just joking, but hey, I've never been one to judge you on how old you are if you connect with my content. Next question is how long you've been a subscriber/viewer. It's cool that people have actually been following since pretty much the beginning in 2013 and 2014, pretty much watching my content evolve. Majority response was 2015 to 2016, which is when I think my quality really started upping, and just as a side note, it's also what I view as the golden age of YouTube. Second place is people saying they came on board in 2017, 2018, which is when my editing really started going through the roof. I got the green screen along with my Blue Yeti Nano. And then 4 people said they started watching this year. And to you guys, I just gotta say, welcome aboard. Make yourself at home. Glad you decided to hop on board the train here. For the next question about how people found out about my channel, most people answered through recommended/related videos, then followed by searching for a video about a subject, which is how I personally like people discovering my channel. Then we have a few people saying they came from a recommendation/shout out from someone else, because I did have my fair share of help from some other people on here, such as the spike in subscribers I got from when I won the Music is Win PRS giveaway in 2017, or people checking me out after seeing me in collabs with the likes of Cover Killer Nation, Official GATG, Mortified Productions, the Diamond Axe Studios video I recently cameoed in, that one dramatic reading I was in on Nate Talks U's channel, etc. Or other such plugs, like the one I remember getting from Take Shot Action way back in the day. And then finally, one person saying Facebook/social media, like in any of the groups I've shared my content in. Now let's see what was put in the other please specify portion. I'm yours, uncle. You know, I'm convinced this might actually be my uncle. Not just because I know he watches my videos, but because he has some pretty atrocious grammar. So if he's watching this, hello, Hoof. Question 4. This isn't really related to anything, but I'm interested where you identify politically. I guess I added this just so I could get an impression of how people feel when I make a video that's a bit politically charged. Either that or I was thinking too much of when Armored Skeptic did a video like this. Most people clicked centrist or moderate liberal, which makes me very happy because that's where I fall myself. I do find it interesting that a few people clicked very liberal, considering I'm not exactly the most hardcore woke leftist guy around the block here. I figured most far left people probably raise an eyebrow at some of the takes I put out, such as in the Sony Sports Rape video or the Buddy Nielsen video, but I'm glad there are people there that see some merit in my content. Same with the people clicking moderate conservative, considering I don't exactly aim to target conservatives with my videos either, which is probably why no one clicked very conservative. Again, whether you agree with me politically or not, I'm glad there's some diversity here that are interested in the discussions I bring to the table. Next question is about which of my videos you think are my strongest or that you enjoy when I put out. I got an overwhelming response for the countdowns, which are some of my favorites to make, even though they are a bitch to edit, so it's worth it knowing they tend to make for some of the favorites with you guys, along with being some of my most popular videos. What's Wrong With, Metal Elitists, and Crybabies of Rock are pretty much neck and neck. Got a few people clicking cartoon videos, which is nice because those are also some of my favorite videos, with the Danny Phantom video being arguably the best video I've ever made. Now let's see what people said for other Please Specify. All of your content is great. I like the fact you do a variety of topics and not just one thing, so keep up all the good work. Considering how with most YouTubers there's usually disproportionate views between the stuff they're mostly known for doing compared to the out of left field videos they sometimes make, I'm glad I got this response here, because although music is pretty much one of the core central topics here, it's not all I make videos about. One person said music I like, which is cool since it's not only me giving a full rundown of all the shit I listen to, but it's also opening up the floor for people to give me recommendations for bands to look into based on what they're seeing in the video. And it also in turn gives you guys recommendations if you like the genre that they're in. Like for example, one band I actually got into through someone commenting on either the first or second edition of the video, because I know I was definitely into them by the third, was Ed and Eddie's favorite band, Jawbreaker. One person said Q&As, which is another thing that encourages interaction. They're not my favorite videos to make since, like I said at the beginning of this video, I don't like making unscripted content all that often, and I don't really like the idea of scripting a Q&A since it doesn't come across as authentic, but I can tell a lot of people like them since I get questions for them from people I don't hear from all too often. With my most recent Q&As, I've been coming up with ways to kind of spice it up so they can be fun and I can keep them somewhat refreshing. And the last response for this question is, your exposure of Must Destroy All. Alright, I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent here. That video is another one of my favorite videos I've made, not just because it was putting someone engaging in predatory behavior on blast, but because it symbolizes the redemption I sought after being treated like garbage throughout the Repgate controversy. And for what? Having the same anti-cancel culture separate the art from the artist view I maintain today? Like, don't get me wrong, Repsion deserved the criticism he got, but the way I was treated for trying to look at the situation with a bit of nuance I thought was downright douchey. Not to mention, if you've seen some of Rep's more recent stuff, it's very apparent he's learned from the shit, or at the very least I don't see evidence that he hasn't. That's not to say I was pretty inarticulate and timid when it came to giving my thoughts on the matter. I say that like I even needed to in the first place. But still, people were getting way too into it and throwing guys like myself and Take Shot Action under the bus just for not adhering to groupthink, which is really funny considering this is the same community that was founded on the idea of doing just that. So when I got the chance to go up to bat with this, not only was I shooting down the idea of,
if you're not speaking out about this, you're enabling his actions.
Not only was I proving I was telling the truth the whole time about being neutral about Repgate, and of course condemning someone for being a creep, but it was also me saying, hey motherfucker, this is what you get. How you like me now, bitch? Making that video felt amazing, and the overwhelmingly positive reception the video got is what really hit me with the fact that I had gotten the redemption I sought. Because like Emp Lemon put it in his Origin of the Downward Spiral video, more than anything, the one thing I really wanted, and this is a common theme with so much of the things I do, is respect. And after a lengthy period of time of feeling at the bottom of the barrel on the downward spiral, as Emp would put it, and that I wasn't ever going to get that respect, seeing the MDA video get such positive feedback is when it really hit me that I had completed my redemption arc and finally got the respect I wanted. It really does mean a lot that people like the video as much as they do. Alright, moving on to the next question. For the next question about what genres of music people like seeing me talk about, the responses are pretty much exactly neck and neck. And that makes me very happy because I like talking about a variety of different music. The responses in the other Please Specify portion that I thought were substantial are classic rock, some soft rock or easy listening, 80s music, and many other guilty pleasures if you know what I mean. This wasn't me asking what music you like since I don't really talk about easy listening, but cool. Classic 70s/80s rock, alright. Your thoughts on K-pop. It would be nice to hear your opinion on K-pop in the industry. I don't listen to K-pop beyond my admission of enjoying Gangnam Style unironically. I am aware that the fanbase has a reputation for being hardly different at all from the metal elitists in terms of how rude and in-your-face they are. The fact that they tried to cancel H3H3 just because he said he didn't like the stuff pretty much tells me everything I need to know about the K-pop fandom. If you like it, cool, it's just not my thing. Question 7 is about videos you're wanting to see more of. Again, majority of people are clicking countdowns, which I have plenty of ideas for, same with What's Wrong With. Crybabies of Rock and videos about news stories, I like waiting for them to come to me, like the case with the NoFX video and the Pussy Melter video, which are two more of my favorite videos I've made. For the cartoon videos, I have a few ideas for shows I'd like to do countdowns about. It really depends on how motivated I am to make them, since again, countdowns are a bitch to edit, along with if I'm wanting them to be collaborative efforts, like both the Hey Arnold and Danny Phantom videos. And as for the Metal Elitist videos, I only have maybe 2 or 3 more really good ideas for videos for that series, one of which is a countdown, but after that, I'm pretty much going to be done with it, since I'll have said everything I wanted to about the subject. Question 8 is asking about how you're feeling about the quality of my my content as of late. Most people here are saying satisfied to very satisfied. I appreciate that. Some people are saying neither satisfied nor dissatisfied, and one person is saying dissatisfied. And here's the part where I feel like an idiot for not putting up a question asking to elaborate, because I'm curious why the person is dissatisfied. If you're watching this video, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try not to react defensively or standoffish. I assure you I'm a big boy. Now for question 9, I asked what the last video of mine people watched was, and the intent of this question is to get a feel for how up-to-date people are with my videos, hence why I say in the question, please specify if rewatching, which I'm disappointed no one did. And I'm also disappointed that 4 people skipped this question, but let's see the answers people gave here. A number of people answered with the Danger Danger video, some people said the album covers video, some people said the last shirt collection video, some people said the Why I Hate the Rock is Dead argument video, which is another one of my favorites. One person said the I Tarnish an Article's Legacy video, a couple people said Worst Songs of 2019, one person said Best Songs of 2019, one person said the Glenn Fricker video, one person said the Danny Phantom video, one person said the Hey Arnold video. You see, this is where I really wish you guys specified if you were rewatching, because a number of these are months to over a year old. One person even said Worst Songs of 2014. If that was really the last video you watched before whichever video linked you to the survey, you've got a lot of catching up to do. Finally, one person said your rant on Muse Productions' downfall. This one's another one of my favorite videos I've made. I wouldn't exactly call it a downfall, but more so me giving Muse a bit of a reality check about his taking a turn for the SJW and how he was alienating people with his outlook on everything. There was a lot of heart in that video, and one thing I was actually thinking about recently was that I'm pretty much to him what Syndrome was to Mr. Incredible. He starts out as Incrediboy, gets let down and jaded, and sets out to destroy the person he once idolized. I was pretty much Muse's Incrediboy, because remember, not only was he the person that introduced me to the world of rants and reviews, but he was also the person that inspired me to make videos. I wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for him. It's like when Syndrome says, "After all, I am your biggest fan." Making the Muse video was pretty much me transitioning into Syndrome. Not in the sense that I want to destroy him, because I even say in the video that I don't hate him and still respect the influence he's had on not just me, but numerous other people in the ranting community, because he was one of the OGs. But yeah, Syndrome is, in my opinion, one of the best movie villains of all time, and I love how I came up with this parallel. But yeah, like I said, if this was really the last one you watched and this wasn't you rewatching it, catch the fuck up, dude. For question 10, I asked if people had bell notifications turned on for me, and I got an even split of 15 yes to 15 no. And for question 11, I asked if you thought turning bell notifications on would help with keeping up to date with my content, and I got a pretty even split response here too. For the record, I don't have bell notifications turned on for anyone because I don't really need them. I check my sub feed pretty religiously, multiple times a day, making note of what I'm planning on watching, which is kind of what the purpose of the Watch Later playlist is. If you guys are similar with this, then that's cool, but if you think turning bell notifications on will help you not miss anything from me, feel free to turn them on. I'm not going to be one of those YouTubers that constantly says, be sure to ring that bell because subscribing isn't enough anymore. Now you gotta ring that bell too, in addition to subscribing. And don't forget to smash that like button. I trust that you guys think enough for yourself that you don't need me to tell you these things. Question 12 is about how interested you'd be in me making live streams a thing on my channel. Most people are clicking somewhat interested or very interested. Got a few people clicking negatively, and that's fine. Then in question 13, I ask about things people would be interested in seeing in these live streams other than general Q&A streams or chatting with friends. And that's not just because I don't want Q&A streams replacing the Q&A videos, but because I like streams to have a point or a set discussion topic, like that Where's the Fair Use stream I re-uploaded on my channel last year. I remember back in the day, there was like a live Google Hangout on someone's channel like every other night, and those got really repetitive. I'm wanting to do something other than that. That's not to say I wouldn't do a Q&A portion, I'm just wanting to do stuff beyond that. So let's see what people said here. Reaction to other videos and maybe sketches. I'm not sure how sketches would work, like a one-man live improv troupe or something, but live responses, live commentaries, what have you, I know that's a thing a lot of people do, like when me and a bunch of people did a live response to MDA's Damage Control video, or as I call it, Know You the Movie. It would depend if I have the material for it. Talk about subjects, whatever's on your mind that you feel you need to express that can't be fit into a short video. Having a stream with a set topic that you then discuss with the chat would be fun. Live ranting on various subjects that get you heated, that's sort of the idea. One person is saying band recommendations, and one person is saying cover some of the newer stuff you're listening to, and that's something I think I could start the stream off with, talking about what I've been listening to as of late, albums that have been coming out, stuff like that. One person is saying live responses to articles, sort of like Rock Critic's response to that Rush Songs Ranked as an example. Again, discussion material like that I don't really feel like writing a whole script about and putting together a whole video on, that could honestly make for good stream material. Honestly, I feel like the article I responded to in the I Tarnish an Article's Legacy video could have made for such material. And as for reactions to movie trailers, cartoon and anime trailers, and music covers that one person is saying, that I'm not too sure about since I don't consider myself much of a movie buff. Along with that, I'm quite out of touch with movies coming out. Like the most recent movie I watched was Frozen 2 just to see what I'd think of it. It was fucking bonkers, but I enjoyed it a lot and liked the songs a lot better than in the first movie, and that wasn't even in a movie theater. The last time I went to a movie theater was to see Coco with my mom, my brother, and his girlfriend, and that was back in December of 2017. Before that, I couldn't tell you the last time I went out to see a movie. That's how out of it I am. There's also the issue of me not being a fan of anime beyond liking the movies Spirited Away and the first Pokemon movie being the first movie I ever saw in a theater. So yeah, sorry. And finally, one person is saying playing music/instruments, and that's something else I can definitely see myself doing. It's just fucking around on guitar. One other thing I should mention is that I don't want to do listening to music streams. For one, I don't like talking over music that I'm trying to listen to, and if I'm not going to be providing any commentary over the music, what's the point? And not only that, I feel like this is the kind of content that's asking to get blocked. For example, I remember back when Slipknot released Point 5 The Grey Chapter, Atticus the Death Metaler did a live stream of the album where nobody said a thing while the music was playing, and as a result the stream got blocked. Gee, I wonder why. See, this is the kind of scenario where the fair use defense doesn't work because there's nothing transformative about it. For question 14, I asked which social media sites you frequent the most. Facebook got the majority response, then followed by Twitter, and a few people clicked Instagram. Let's see what people said for other, please specify. Does Discord count? I'd say yeah. That's something I know is a popular thing for YouTubers to dabble in these days, something I've sort of tossed around the idea of. Snapchat is something I have, but I only really use it to communicate with specific people and occasionally taking video that I can add a caption to. Other than that, I hardly ever touch it. Tumblr, tragic I know. Yeah, you don't say. Frankly, I'm surprised there are people that still use Tumblr in 2019, or even 2020 for that matter. Got a couple people saying Reddit, another site I'm very clueless about. I don't see myself starting a subreddit anytime soon. One person said Amino, which is another one that surprised me that I wasn't sure people actually used. My one experience with Amino was I was Googling my channel and saw that I was being mentioned somewhere in the metal section of Amino, likely being bashed. Email. Okay, now I'm convinced this is actually my uncle because he's not a social media guy. He's very traditional, uses phone and email as his methods of communication. So once again, if he's watching this, hello, Hoof. Question 15, are you following my Facebook fan page? Even split of yes or no here, with a few people saying they don't have Facebook. If you're not following my page, please do so. The link is in the description of all my videos. Apart from when I post on the community tab on YouTube, which I'm planning on doing more often, this is where you're going to get the most updates about what I'm doing. And question 16 asks about how often my posts are seen on Facebook. And with this one, there's an even split between very often, sometimes, and hardly ever / forgot I had your page liked. I got a good bit saying often, which is good. Most people are saying they don't have Facebook / aren't following the page, which again, I repeat what I said before, you're missing out if you're not following me there. Question 17, I don't have Twitter, but do you think I should? Do you think it would be at all helpful in improving my video's performance? There's an even split here of yes and maybe, and a few people saying no. I have my own thoughts on this, but let's see what people said for other, please specify first. Do what you want. Again, I don't use social media, so I don't really care. Twitter might be helpful, but be warned. The place is a zoo for drama magnets, overrun with PC trolls, SJWs, and other BS. Politics is pretty much the last thing you want to talk about there. Great place to promo your YouTube videos, but not a great place if you're into politics. And that's pretty much the main reason I really don't want anything to do with that site. From what I've seen looking at some select pages there, such as when I was doing my research for the Muse video, Twitter gives off this aura of being this drama shithole. If there's anything else I've learned from Repgate, it's that I really benefit from not flinging myself into these kinds of spaces, because contrary to what some people might think, I'm really not huge into drama. And that's why I'm not really wanting to be on Twitter, unless it's for professional reasons, like in the context of a band, or if I'm being paid to operate someone or a company's social media. I don't know, maybe Twitter could help with my video's performance, I don't know, but for now, I just want to keep far away from it. Question 18, it's unlikely I'll do this, but I would still like to know your thoughts on this. If I were to start a Patreon, how interested would you be in donating? For this one, most people are clicking somewhat interested or not particularly interested. A few people are clicking positively, and a few people are clicking not sure if now is a good time for you to be thinking about Patreon, which is, for the record, where I'm currently standing on this. I'm surprised no one clicked the joke answer. Fuck you, you sellout! Patreon's for money. I've taught you well. For question 19, I asked about interesting and unique perks for this hypothetical Patreon, mainly so if/when I ever get to a point where it would make sense for me to start one, I'd have some ideas for what to do with it. For this one, most people that voted positively are suggesting the usual stuff, like early access to videos, private streams, shoutouts, physical items, which I have no idea what kind of physical items I would send other than leftover Gardens of Acadia CDs or shirts I'm wanting to offload. These aren't exactly unique like I was asking, but let's see what else people left here. Tribute videos? Tributes to who?
This is just a tribute
Parodies or comedy skits? That I'm not too sure about, considering most of the times I've attempted that, they weren't the best received, which is why most of them aren't public on my channel anymore. The one interesting response I got here was about requests, and whenever I've thought about this, the one really good idea I had was opening up the floor for patrons to request a band for either a countdown or an album ranking. Either way, I'm not intending on starting a Patreon until I'm much, much further along here. And finally, question 20. Let's see what people put for final thoughts. I knew you were trouble when you walked in, so shame on me now, because you know I'm all about that bass, no treble. Dear future husband, here's a list of things you need to know if you want to be my one and only all my life. My name is no, my sign is no, my number is no, you need to let it go. Lil Kodak, they don't want to see you winning, they want to see you in the penitentiary. I woke up in Chris Brown's body, somehow this shit turned into Freaky Friday. Fresh photos with the bomb lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. Truth hurts, needed something more exciting. Bum bum de bum de bum bum bay. Fuck you. Quoting everything I gave a considerable amount of shit to in the worst song series. Anything you want here. Glad I discovered your channel. I really enjoy your channel and your content. Thank you for taking the time to make videos. I hope your channel continues to grow. Keep doing what you're doing and don't worry so much. Be yourself and have fun. Thanks for the great videos and I wish you the absolute best. I've only recently discovered this channel about 2 months ago, but I really enjoy it. Keep it up. Thank you, sir. Ever thought about doing discography ranked videos like ARTV sometimes does? Like I mentioned in the Patreon portion of the video, it's certainly a possibility, but I would really want to reserve it for bands I actually listen to the full discographies of, maybe including EPs, as opposed to bands that I'm kind of selective with that have albums I'm not particularly familiar with, like Megadeth, for example. I don't really listen to anything past Euthanasia, so they would probably not be a band I'd do a discography ranking for. A favorite songs video maybe, but not a discography ranking. According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies away because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. Yellow, black. Yellow, black. Yellow, black. Yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. Let's shake it up a little. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Keep up all the great work and keep the great content coming. Your consistency with YouTube throughout the years is commendable and should be acknowledged. I hope to see you continue thriving and improving in the years to come. Kanye West is a much better artist than you give him credit for, especially with his first 3 albums in particular. Just saying. Keep on ranting. Thank you, sir. And for the record, I don't hate Kanye's music. I've always just found him to be a bit overhyped and he never really did much for me. Other than that, I just think he's kind of an egotistical jackass, but I've certainly heard worse 2000s rap. Just an FYI, that clip isn't supposed to be in tandem with the last segment. DMX is okay, not really a favorite though. Danger up ahead. Just ignore the warning signs instead, and he puts a link there. Let's see where it takes me. Ah, CKY. Nice. Not really familiar with that song since I don't really listen to their stuff after the first 3 albums. Hey guys, Future Shades here. I'm just wanting to squeeze this comment in here from the person that took the survey while I was editing before the video wraps up, mainly because I don't want them to feel left out. If any of my answers rubbed you the wrong way in any kind, my apologies. But I'm always looking forward to whatever you upload next, Michael. Keep rockin', pal. I'm wondering if this is my dad here because he's the only person I can think of that calls me pal. Regardless, thank you. I would like it if you became more active on YouTube. I know it's just a hobby for you, but it's something I'd like to see. Your video quality, scripting, and editing keeps getting better and better, and it makes me feel like I'm watching a guy who has 100k subs, not 3k subs. It would be cool to see you do more vlogs and talking about daily life, what your future is, stories, and how you discover and listen to so much music. How the hell do you do it? That's a subject for another day. We don't see you play your instruments that much either, so maybe you should try that out. That's about all I have for now. Keep up the video, Shades. We hope to see even more of you. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about my content. Whoever you are, thank you for leaving this. It really does make me feel validated in doing what I do here, and it makes making these videos and putting the effort into them that I do feel all the more worth it, knowing I have people like this in my audience that genuinely care. There's a line from the song Heaven by Warrant that pretty much puts this into perspective. I don't need to be a Superman. Thank you so much to everyone that took the survey and took the time to give me this feedback. I'm hoping I can have some good shit going on in 2020. I have some good video ideas floating around in my head for countdowns, what's wrong with episodes, and even word analysis videos. The Metal Elitist videos are probably going to conclude this year, if not this year, then next year. I'm definitely wanting to start doing live streams, and I have some ideas for that. I just need to work on putting together a nice setup because I'd like for it to be more than just me sitting in a Google Hangout with nothing else on screen. Other than that, I'm going to try to use the community tab more because I do actually get some responses there, and other than that, it's pretty much going to be business as usual here. I can't guarantee I'll be uploading weekly or being super consistent since there's a good bit in my personal life that I'm trying to sort out, but I'm not going anywhere just yet, so I hope you're ready for what I do have going on this year. I'm Shades, and I'll see you next time. Fresh for 2020, you suckers!